Good day and welcome to today's video where we are looking at practicing all of our formatting. So here we have a document, and as you can see there's not much formatting that has been done, so we're going to do a couple of things to it, and we're going to look at a number of formatting tools. So first things first, we're going to look at our main heading here, which is what is a bully. And you can see when I move my mouse pointer on this side, you'll see it's a cursor here, but it changes to a normal mouse pointer here. So when I click on this, you can see a number of options coming up. Obviously my normal bold, italic, underline, whether I want to make it a bullet, whether I want to number it, a different style, add a comment, highlight it, all these different things. But for this exercise, what I'm going to do, I just want to make it a little bigger. And let's go italic, let's go underline, and we're going to put it in the center. Now you can also see where it's positioned towards the top of this page. If I want it a little higher on the left hand side on my ruler, I need to click on the line between the white and the gray area, and I can then move it up. This will mean all the pages will only have that spacing over there. When I go to the bottom of the page, you'll see by default it's the same sort of spacing towards the end of the page. I can also move that down to obviously get more in on a particular page. Okay, so we've got that done. Now let's look at the first paragraph. So I've got two ways of actually formatting this. I can go to my paragraph section, which I will do, and I can change the alignment. Okay, this is a typical one that they like to throw into the exam, which is your justify alignment, but I'm just gonna, I think, just leave it as the left side alignment. Then I've got this button here that deals with spacing. Okay, so you can see when I click on the little down arrow, it's on 1.15 at the moment, and you can see as I move it through these options, look at how that spacing changes. Now, generally in the test, they'll ask you to add a space before a paragraph and after a paragraph, or remove a space. And for this, you go to your line spacing options, and you'll see here I've got three sections. I've got the general in terms of my alignment, the indentation, and let me just show you here what happens. You can actually see it in this preview section here. If I indent by centimeter from the left hand side, look what happens, it moves in. Okay, remember I'm denting it in, if I can put it that way, from the left hand side by 1 centimeter. So let's just go back and let's now remove that, and you'll see it goes back to normal. Okay, so when they ask you for the indent, remember you go to your spacing, line spacing options, and this is where you will actually set that. Then with the spacing before and after a paragraph, you can see this is where you'll do it, putting in the line spacing, if it's single, multiple. Again, this is all dependent on what the paper actually tells you to do. Okay, so I'm going to leave it at that for now. What I'm actually looking for is, okay, this is our line and page breaks, but we don't need that for this exercise. Okay, so what I actually want to do now is, now that we know, okay, there's our alignment, there's our spacing, your indent, you can do it here as well. You can see as I click on it, it jumps by around about 1 centimeter. Could be a little more, so you can do it there as well, but it all depends again on what they're telling you to do. You've also got this backward facing P, which shows us the paragraph markings. So you'll see between, words where there's a space, you'll have a little dot, a little full stop in the middle there to indicate that's a space. And then where a line ends and it moves to a new paragraph, you'll see you have your backward facing P. So that's where that paragraph ends, that's where that one ends, that's where that one ends over there. And this is just to see what's happening in terms of paragraph and spacing in your document. Right, so to this paragraph, I want to shade the background and I want to apply a border only to the top and the bottom of this section. So in my paragraph section here again, you'll see this box here, and this is for borders. So if I click on the little down arrow, you'll see I've got a number of different options. Look at what happens when I look at bottom border, top border, left border, right border, no border, all borders, anything like that. So you can use any one of these options, or you can go down to borders and shading. And over here, I can choose the type of border I want. Box border, shadow border, 3D, whatever the case is. I can select my style, and I can select the color, and I can select my width in terms of how thick I want it to be. And you'll see it gives you a preview here. So I only want the top and the bottom. So you'll see if I click on these sections, it actually removes it or places that border in there. And then this is also important to know where to apply it to. The text only or the paragraph that you are dealing with. Okay, that again depends on what you have been asked to do. Our next tab deals with the page border. So doing exactly the same thing but applying it to the entire page. And then this is what I'm after, shading. So let's say we want to fill it with a sort of a bluish color. You can see that's what happens. Apply only to the paragraph. And when I click OK, there we have it. We have our shading with a border applied to the top and to the bottom. Okay, so now let's say, for example, they ask us to apply an indent on this section. Remember, we have two options. We can go this route, right? If they just say they want an indent applied to it and they haven't given us a specific number, that is what you can do over there. We can also apply over here. We've got bullets. So we've got a number of different options that we can choose from. All right, and you simply click on them. Now, they might ask you to put in a new bullet. Okay, a bullet that could be a symbol. So if it is a symbol, you click on symbol and you go and find the particular symbol that they'll actually or that they actually want it to be. So let's say, for example, that, and you'll see that is what will happen. Instead of a normal bullet, it will now be a symbol. If they want a picture, for example, then this is where you'll go and you can change the font and the alignment and all of that. So one of the things they do generally ask is to insert bullets, but I know with grade 11 they want you to insert the bullets and make it a picture. Okay, so you'll see if I click OK, there I have my bullets. You can also do numbering. Again, this will depend on what they ask you to do, but these are generally the options that you have there in terms of just doing your bullets. Okay, now let's say you want to apply a style, because that's this whole big section here. You can see if I highlight that and I apply a particular style, what happens? The font changes and the font color, sometimes the alignment, the positioning, all those types of things. So you can see each style has its own specific formatting that has actually been done. I mean, here's one that has, a border above and below. So you have all these different options. Now you can create a new style. If you click on the little arrow there, you can see this is a listing of all of them. And then over here, we can actually go and create our own style. So you can give it a name. You can say what type of style it must be, if it's based off any other style, and then go and actually do all your formatting here, and then click OK to save it, so that we then have our new style. And there you can see I haven't done anything, but I've saved it and it's come up as style 1. So this is how we then create a new style. So we've looked at changing the font size, type, the alignment, bullets, spacing, indents, borders, shading, and styles. And I hope that will help you when it comes to your formatting.